Hello and welcome to another episode of Binding Roll, where we play 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons in the world of the 9th Age. If you are unfamiliar with the 9th Age, please click the link below. It's a tabletop strategy wargaming game that I love very much and I play all the time and I dedicate this channel to. So if you have not heard of it, please check it out. But let's go ahead and talk to the players. So hey everyone, it's been a few weeks. I have to apologize, that is my own fault. My work got a little busy, so there was a little bit of delay in playing games, but we're back for episode 8. First off, what is everyone drinking? I'll start off with, I'm drinking something just grabbed out of the back of the fridge. It's a Fieldworks IPA from Fieldworks Brewing Company over in Oakland. Sunset. What are you drinking, and what did you get with the most recent level? I think we're at level 7 now, is that correct?
Yes, we should be at level 7. So for starters, I just want to say, if you have not tried Fieldworks Parfait Kettle Sours, you need to. They are amazing. As for what I'm drinking, my mom recently got back from a trip to the East Coast, and I convinced her to bring me back a case of Yingling.
Nice.
So I've got Yingling Black and Tan. I lived in
Philadelphia for 2 years, and I drank a lot of Yingling when I was there.
It's amazing. Best beer I've ever had, hands down. Well, of the porter standard beer, Fieldwork Kettle Sours are probably my favorite. As for what I got, I really didn't get much. I picked up one spell, Greater Invisibility, and that was it.
We will skip over the Ghost of Landval in the center there, and we're going to go to Kaylin. What you drinking? What'd you get at this level?
I'm drinking a Ilsmith 394. This is the batting average of hometown favorite Tony Gwynn.
Gwynn, best Padre ever.
Yes, indeed. And then Ranger archetype, I got multi-attack defense. When a creature hits you with an attack, you gain +4 AC against all subsequent attacks by that creature for the rest of the turn. I think it's plus one because that's most likely the thing that's gonna kill me.
Yeah. And you can probably get a little tanky with that and get in there. That's a good one.
Right.
And in the center, we have a new player in the group. The person's the same, but the character is different. Sir Landval has died a righteous death, becoming a knight, what he was striving for his whole life, and then immediately on the same day was killed by being swallowed and then cut out of the stomach of a demon. It was gruesome, but now we have Sam joining the adventurer group. Please tell us about yourself, Sam, and what you're drinking.
Well, Sam is always drinking, but today Sam is drinking Fort George Meadow Pilsner. Good stuff. I thought the best way to follow up Landval's heroic life was to go the opposite direction and choose a debaucherous drunk halfling. So play both ends of the spectrum here and see how it goes out. But Sam is currently a level 7 halfling rogue. Kind of a standard build, just your usual sneaky, conniving, overly charismatic, under-intelligent halfling archetype. And hopefully Sam's drunken debauchery can continue longer than Landval's did.
I like it.
Good, he's not more charismatic or dexterous than I am. That's important.
I don't know what the right term is when you choose to go down a certain path at a level 3. What did you choose?
Thief. Sam had a whole pocket full of interesting items. I'm sure he pilfered along the way of his adventures. And just kind of given Sam's history with our party, I felt like Thief was the was the path in life you probably chose to follow. So Thief gives you things like being able to take a bonus action to do sleight of hand or dexterity moves. He also, can do things like an uncanny dodge, which will half his damage. He can do sneak attacks and some fun stuff like that. And of course, he's got the 4d6 plus damage on sneak attacks, so hopefully he can dish it out as well as he can talk. So yeah, should be kind of fun to play.
All right. I like it. That sounds good. But let's do a brief recap of what happened in the last episode. Last episode, after defeating the warrior priest who was murdering prostitutes around the city, a banquet was graciously thrown in your honor at the castle. At the castle you went, actually the day before the banquet, Sir Lanval mistakenly upset Blanche, one of the Doer sisters, who was lusting after him, but her lust immediately turned into extreme amount of hate. And at the banquet, Lanval was tempted up to a bedroom. She attempted to, I don't know, kill / have sex with him, and there ended up being a fight in the main room, and Lanval was ultimately defeated. So at this point, also remember Vespasian, the highborn elf general, is there, and Sunset has been asked to steal his amulet on his necklace, which no one knows about except for Sunset at this point. Or no, did Kaylin find out about this?
No, we managed to dodge the question pretty readily.
And he is in the palace also. Vespasian, that is. So, after this rather raucous event in the middle of the keep, basically all the people there for the banquet had fled, including the 3 other Doer sisters. And what's left in the middle of the room, actually, let me pull up, hold on one second, let me pull this up. I scrounged the internet. Why are you not loading? Oh, I see, hold on. There we go. So this is a little floor plan. That's not the best. So you guys are in the center here. This is the large statue of the lady that's at the end. The entrance to the keep is down here to the south. Previously I described the entrance to the catacombs being behind the statue. It's going to be up here in the top right corner, just for future reference. And I have the 4 of you here. These, the blue and the green are not water and planting or anything. It's just that's painted on the floor. This is just one big open space in the center here. And kind of smack dab in the center is a large, like human, like a double-sized female body, naked, but then from her middle of her upper part of her limb, middle of her bicep, down, becomes like a insect, centipede kind of shelled armor with a big pincers on both hands, and then from her middle of her thighs down, her legs also become this kind of bug insect like skin, and there's an extra like joint in her leg that comes down into like a clawed foot, but that body is just splayed into the middle of the floor, dead, with the center of her stomach cut open, gaping, with blood, like not even blood, like ichor coming out of it, black ichor. And on the floor next to her is the kind of dented, bruised, lifeless body of Sir Lanval. After the everything kind of calms down, Blanche has been killed. the body kind of transforms and starts shrinking slowly back to a tiny, decrepit, small, wrinkled, and broken woman's body. Her body, you can see the light, the strength of the dark gods come out of her, and she is now as her body was before she was tainted by the dark god. And she's even older and more decrepit than she was when you saw her in House Door. After that happens, a few moments later, everyone catches their breath and gathers their senses. From the back, near the statue, you see the Duke and the Duchess come back out with Claude, the head of the guard, and you see a few people kind of meander back through the door with all of them tense and ready for action, looking at what happened and looking down and seeing the dead body of Blanche Dour. And without any prompting, basically people start saying, there's murmurs in the crowd of, the Dour house is tainted, the Dour house are demon worshippers, they're evil and they're a blight on this city. That's about where we're at. You do not see Vespasian the Highborn Elf. You actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just to say, see on the bottom right of the map here, there's a room that's facing the front of the keep, and you see two of the 4 Highborn guards that was with him standing guard at the door. So you're making the assumption that he is in there, and that's where he's staying as he makes his official visit to the Kingdom of Aquitaine. And that's it. You know what? Actually, I'm going to change one last thing here. This little guy, that's Landval's body in the middle here. This is Sam, and you're not here yet. You're not in the story quite yet, Sam, so don't worry. So it's up to Sunset and Kaylin. You just saw the person who I don't think you ever trusted Landval 100%, but he certainly was a traveling companion and a fellow adventurer.
He was a good meat shield.
Yeah, not half,
He did good work.
not half bad for a human. So, although the spirit is gone, this timeless gear, which he is with, should pass on to another worthy warrior. Or Sunset, do you think that should be buried with him to be robbed by some other generation?
As you're pondering this with Sunset, behind you walks up the Duke, looking down at the body, and he says, "Sir Landval was a great knight, and he'll be honored in the House of Cantemont for eternity. He will be interned in the catacombs to rest in peace for all eternity."
So is there a reward for slaying the giant demon lady?
As the Duke looks down at Sam with admiration and with respect and a clear he turns to you, Sunset, as you say this, and you see his expression change. He says, "Before you traveled with an honored. Before you traveled in Cantemont with a respected and an Equitanian knight of good lineage. And that brought you through many doors and gained you respect. Now you are simply a Sylvan elf, traveling in a foreign land. I have no reward for you. I need to secure my town and deal with the demonic blight that is House Dur. And with that, he turns.
No.
And with that, he turns away and walks again toward the back of the keep. The Duchess follows him. But who remains behind is Claude, the king of the king of the guards, the head of the guards.
I imagine myself like I have two swords in my hands, dressed just like covered in gore and like blood, and just like seriously, kind of want really want to just like spit on Lover's like I should just fling blood on him. I think that would be
just whip your sword so the blood comes off of it.
Like you're cleaning it before you sheath it, but you accidentally got blood on him. Oh, sorry. Whoops.
I'm willing to roll for that. We'll say it's a bad idea, but you know.
I'm not gonna.
No, wait. So tell me exactly what you're doing here.
I'll roll and see what I get.
It's a D4.
Oh, well, that's 50%. So, as he's walking away, I give my swords a, he's a good distance, but he's not an arm's length by any means. I can fling, it's pretty chunky, it's got some. Just like wipe off and like throw it absently at the back of the lord while I'm, and sort of like wipe off the blades on like Blanche's like body, it's like, or whatever tablecloth I have around.
Okay, but so you're just wiping on her. You're not intentionally flicking the sword at the Duke, or are you?
I'm not gonna flick and swing the sword, but I'm gonna like take some of like the meatier chunks that are still on me, toss it in his direction, and then not even look to see if there's a reaction.
Like an absent-minded toss, like not even like, oh, whoops, did I toss that at you? I wasn't looking.
Yeah, exactly.
As you do that, a few chunks, and splat, and then roll an inch or two afterwards on the ground behind him. None of them actually reach the Duke, and he does not notice, and he continues to walk away.
Okay.
Try again.
With that, Claude is there, and he looks very nervous. He is everything seems to be blowing up in his world. This place in Cantonmont, where it was supposed to be the most secure, is now tainted by blood and guts and battle. And he looks at you with from what you can tell, you both tell is a much kinder eye. And he
So before he even says anything, I want to say I hope you're gonna have better manners than your lord. For one who just saved this establishment.
Claude definitely says, he says with a stern, but not, with no insult. He says, at this time I have no time for politeness, but I do know when I see warriors that are worthy and skilled enough to help the city of Cantonmont. If you heed the call, it is now time to hunt down House Dur and the remaining 3 Dur sisters.
Oh, okay.
And we will need as much help as we can get. Good Sylvan elves, I have seen in the midst of the fight, I saw two of the Doer sisters go down into the catacombs past the gate. The third Doer sister, the oldest one, I did not see where she goes. She seems to have disappeared in the middle of the fight.
She was the one that took the axe, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you wish to have the Door family cleansed from the city?
Yes. The Doors have shown their true colors to be demon worshippers and followers of the dark gods. And that is there's no place for that in the lady's house.
I'll speak to Summer and Sylvan. It's like, well, we can get our reward, or Sunset, we can get our reward from what remains of the Door house.
As well as any reward that they may provide for our services.
Sure. They did seem to be quite the collectors of fine magical items, so.
I'll turn to Claude and say, I see no reason why we can't assist you in this. It does seem mutually beneficial.
With that, his grim face turns a little bit lighter, and he cracks a little bit of a smile, just a hint of a smile. He says, "Good. There is much work to be done in Cantamont, and I have faith in you two, Sunset and Kalen." Gather as many of the heroes as that you need to hunt down the Doer sisters. With that, there's maybe a handful to a dozen people who have filtered back into the keep, and they're basically circling around the dead body of there's a crowd forming around the body of Blanche, and that's all that's left in the keep, except basically where these green these green boxes are on the map. Those are banquet tables.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice there is one individual sitting at a banquet table, still drinking and feasting. In fact, you realize you didn't even notice this person was there the entire time in the banquet. It's none other than your good friend, Sam. And he's sitting here at these banquet tables as if nothing is wrong in the room. His full attention is on his beer and his leg of lamb that's sitting on his plate as he feasts. And I will tell. We're gonna do a little time jump. Sam, after the fight in the Unicorn's Bounty, where the warrior priest was killed, you woke up from a drunken stupor to see all that happened. The dead warrior priest, the dead peasants out in front of the inn, and you were kind of waking up right as Kalen, Sunset, and Landval were leaving to go to bed, and the stories of their adventures. And you actually know you drank with them, having a few drinks with them. While you were there, you did notice, because you're aware about everything that goes on in the Unicorn's Bounty, you noticed that Sunset went down in the back room and disappeared. In fact, you are already a member of the what is it called?
The Order of the Crow.
The Order of the Crow. And on top of that,
Guild of the Crow. Sorry, I do have it written down right here.
On top of that, Calypso right after she spoke to Sunset, took you aside and asked you to steal the amulet also. You are unaware that Sunset has been hired also, and Sunset is unaware that you have been hired. But you are there, you snuck in the midst of the battle, choosing not to fight, choosing instead to feast and drink. And this is where you guys notice each other.
So this corpse, are there any like tatters of clothing, maybe a bag or pockets or anything, or would that have all been left upstairs?
That was definitely upstairs. When she, I mean, for the lack of a better word, hulked out. Her clothing kind of fell off of her as she expanded to this great power-infused form that she was in. I'm gonna say that this room here is where she took Lanval to fulfill her dark desires.
I imagine it'll be fairly obvious because there'll be damage to the walls and floor as she was like clawing her way after him as he was running. So
yeah,
it should be fairly easy to find. I'm gonna go investigate that and see
perhaps
what I
even
can.
a blood trail from Lanval.
True.
All right, so you're going back up to the room.
Yep.
All right, I will follow.
I will look at Sam for like half a second before I like go up. But
I know you.
still just making my way up.
Okay. Yeah, you make eye contact. Sam points at you with a mouthful of food and says, "I know you."
Where are you going? Which one of these beers is mine? Where are you going? Can I come?
As Kaylin enters this room, this is a living quarters
Moving up
for guests of the Duke. It's lavishly appointed. It's a very nice room. There's the entire right side of the room is all like full length stained glass wall. That's the right way to put it. There's a bed in there. There's a wash chamber. There's all that good stuff. In the center of the room, by the door, there are the remnants of Blanche's clothes. As you investigate those clothes, they seem to be a nice dress that's been kind of ripped in half, literally. And inside, sewn into the seams of the dress, you find kind of like strips of twine and wood that have symbols drawn on them, and they're the symbols of Sibaresh, which is the dark god of lust, that have been sewn into the inside of the clothing.
What are the? You said wood was what they
like wood and twine, like twigs and twine. Okay. And it looks like Sam is heading toward the a room next to the Vespasian's room. This is when the room, Sam, the room you're in right now is another guest room, a little bit smaller one, a little less lavish. But there are no doors from the room you're in into Vespasian's room or that room that's on the corner of the building. This room.
Real quick, I want to roll an Arcana check on these wooden twine with the symbols carved in it, just to see if there's like because I don't have detect magic. I just want to see if I can get any inkling that they might be magical in nature. I'm not trying to discern like what type of magic or anything, just if there's anything like imbued in them.
I'll give it a go.
And that will be a 14.
I got a 16.
16. Okay. You definitely recognize the symbols as
Wait, you rolled a 19? Aren't you minus
16.
3?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I only rolled an 11, so.
You definitely notice these as symbols of Sibaresh, the god of lust, and you don't know how to use them. You don't know how to like channel them, but you can tell that they are almost like conduits or like talismans for that are worshipped, and they are when they're close to someone who's worshiping that god, it gives them strength.
How do you spell Sibaresh?
Ciberech or SH Sibaresh.
Close enough for government work.
Yeah, CIB.
Cool.
And definitely on the outside of the garments is definitely still the symbol of House Dur, the sun symbol.
I'll
what is
pick
Sam
up
doing?
the
Sam, are you attempting to scale the outside of the building?
Well, maybe that'll help me out. Hard to do with one hand and hold a beer at the same time.
All right, give me an acrobatics check. Actually, give me
Are
an
we on the
acrobatics
first
and
floor?
an acrobatics and this. Oh no, if you're on the well, yeah. Give me a stealth check. That's what I want.
$23 on both.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Wow.
You successfully find in this guest room that you were just in that's next to Vespasian's. One of the glass windows is hinged and opens, and you are able to kind of walk along the edge of the building. There's like a ledge underneath the window. You're able to walk up and down the east side of the building. And you successfully did that without Sunset or Kalen realizing you are there. The room
no, that would be a contested roll. That would be a contested roll. However, I do want to point out he does appear to be very drunk. I feel like this should be taken at disadvantage.
You're through a stained glass window. You roll also, but you're at disadvantage.
Only if he's at disadvantage.
No.
He's drunk.
He's
And
in his
he's walking
wheelhouse.
on
He's in his wheelhouse.
I think he's pretty far from his wheelhouse. I think he's about 30 beers away from his wheelhouse.
Beer to that.
Dude was just double fisting it.
Yeah, but that's like being like bender on alcohol.
Nat
That's his
20.
normal. He's sober.
Wait, you rolled 2 nat 20s? Because you're at disadvantage.
Oh, sorry. That's 10.
Okay, so he
well,
successfully
hold on.
eludes you.
What is my perception? So that's 14.
He successfully eludes you. Sam, the room you are in now that shares the wall with Vespasian is basically a guardhouse. This is the turret of the side of the building. That turret, the corner piece, goes up to a guard room on the top of the turret. And this room is solid walls with one door leading to the outside, the one you came in through. But yeah. All right, that's all you're exploring. Let's go back to Sunset and Kalen. What are you two doing?
I'm assuming there's multiple of these. I'm assuming it's carved into like the ribs of a corset or something.
Yes, there's
And
4
I'm
of them.
assuming there's multiple. So I'm gonna take one, just so we've
Okay.
got like an example of what was going on here. Nothing else we find. No like bag holding, some amount of
No.
money or.
Nothing with her.
Okay. That's what I was really hoping for.
Sure. Well, so, round up a posse, or is there
Round up
other
a posse.
business in the keep that we have? Or can I, like, get out of this blood-soaked garment? It reeks.
I mean, you're free to get out of the garment at any time. It all depends on your sense of modesty.
Yeah, it's a long way off from on the rest side of the city. And
One quick question for the dress of Starlight. So I have written down that I must have line of sight. Does it actually have to have like actual pathing to that?
You have to see it, so you like you can't do it. Oh yeah, I remember this now. You can't like. It's like a fast forward, like you're moving super fast, so you can't like go through a solid object.
Okay, right.
But you can still, and you have to see where you're going. You have to see the destination. So if you're like,
I couldn't look through a window and move
Yeah.
in.
exactly.
Got it. Okay. Well, I probably could. It would just break the glass.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think these humans give Hastolans enough respect. I think a little dose of fear amongst these peasants and such will be of some use.
Possibly.
What other business do we have here?
We could leave in a very dramatic fashion.
I mean, to be perfectly clear, Claude wants you to go down in the catacombs again because of all the trouble from before, and he said, yeah, 2 of the sisters went down there.
Yeah, okay.
I actually did want to talk to him about that.
Oh, that's why
like
my
his,
armor was unequipped.
what his thoughts on it were. Because I'm of the mind that we should potentially ransack the door compound first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know for a fact they have a fairly powerful magical artifact.
What, the axe?
At least one. Yeah. I'm not going to tell them how they came by it.
I'm thinking that we're not didn't have the only one they've collected over the generations.
Oh,
That
probably.
family has been. So, I'm up for raiding the manor, since we have carte blanche from the leading authority in the city for security. So, yeah, time is right.
We technically have access.
Yeah. So,
All right, so you're heading for house door.
yep.
Well, I wanted to talk to Claude about it.
Okay,
I wanted to make
Claude's
sure
still
he
on the
was
room.
on the same page.
Okay.
So, I guess we're moving back over here somewhere.
Yeah, he's still just right there by the body.
So, and essentially, I'm going to reiterate everything that I've said and see what he says. We will eventually go down into the catacombs and deal with all of that, but
So what you're asking him what in specifically?
I'm going to say it might be prudent to take care of the door compound first.
He says, yes, no doubt. The door compound will need to be addressed. Honestly, I am more interested in capturing the Dur sisters. They are the power within that compound, not what's inside of it.
We must get there before they can lock themselves in. The guards.
I might beg to differ. They acquired an axe from the Green Knight. If
He's
that
like,
carries any
he's
weight.
like the Green Knight.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Sam, what are you doing?
I'm listening carefully through the wall.
Ooh, give me a perception check.
What is going on next door? Ooh, a 6.
You definitely hear voices, but they're too muffled by the wall for you to understand them. It's definitely 3 voices.
Is the door open at all?
Which door?
The door here? Is this a door?
No, that's a column. The doors aren't marked on this map, but I will mark where the door is. There's no door between the room you're in and Vespasian's room. Let me draw.
Where the guards are. The two
Yeah.
guards are flanking
This
the door.
is a door right there. Did that go through? Why did that not go
Negative.
through? Why did that not go through? Oh, shit.
I mean,
Oh, it's just because it's
Okay.
super freaking light. Yeah. Hold on one second.
very, very light box. But yeah, I could. Let's see what your. It needs to move up. But basically, we're the two guards outside the room, right? That's the door.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to attempt to maneuver along the outside of the building to this window here.
There we go. That's the door. So where are you going? I'm sorry.
I'm going to go outside and crawl along the perimeter of the building and attempt to get near this window here.
Okay. Okay. Give me an acrobatics check.
20.
Okay, that's a pass. You again climb out on the ledge. That's the window in front. You definitely here too. It's tall stained glass windows, which are semi-transparent. You definitely notice that the center 2 panels. There's 4 panels of glass, right? You can see on the map right here. The center 2 panels are operable and they open. They have a latch and they open. You are about 10 feet off the ground here. Yeah. And you can see into the room. You see Vespasian. You see the 2 guards standing on both sides of the room. And you see Vespasian kind of talking to himself.
Is he facing towards or away from me?
Away from you.
Okay, I'm going to try to gently pry open a bit of a crack in the window here. See if I can hear what he's saying.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Give me a stealth check.
— 17.
Rigged.
All right, you crack it open, making a very slight click noise as you do it, but no one seems to be moving inside the room, and you can now clearly hear what Vespasian is saying. He seems to be like he's facing one of the guards, but the guard is like not reacting to him at all. But he is saying something along the lines of these damn Equitanes are so unsecure, and the taint of chaos is all around us, but I seem to still have control over the Duke. I seem to still have his ear, and he still seems to be listening to me. And he goes on from there. He seems to be kind of arguing with whoever he's talking to. You know, like expressing urgency. Not really arguing. Yeah, he kind of follows, says the same things a few times like that.
But there's nobody else in the room besides him and the two guards?
Correct. Nothing you can see.
Gotcha.
And yeah, like maybe 5-10 minutes pass of him talking, and then finally he says, you know, fine, I will go to him now. And with that, he walks to the door, and the guards immediately in step follow him out the door.
All right, I'm gonna duck into the window then and enter the room.
All right.
Trying to stay as stealthily as I can.
All right.
I can use hide as a bonus act. I'm gonna try to hide behind any I can find, curtains or whatever there is.
You're successful. You do this as they step out of the room, so you're good. Kaylin and Sunset, you notice this now. As you're kind of still in the center of the room, but you were kind of on your way out the door. You notice Vespasian leave his room with his 4 guards, and he is walking down the hallway here towards the statue. So as you get in there, Sam, you see kind of like trunks of luggage. There's they're flung open, and like, you know, the clothes have been unpacked and they're kind of like splayed out on hanging racks, and it's fine elven clothing. Particularly everything is fur lined in the clothing, like leather and fur kind of situation. Beyond that, you can't see anything else in the room. Actually, give me an investigation check.
$17.
Luck of the drunk.
Seriously, Jackie Chan over here.
Sure.
Right.
Hey.
Like a master.
Drunken master.
You, on one of the bed tables near where he was standing when he was having the conversation, you find a small, like, metal stand, like maybe this big, with an orb about, you know, yay big, sitting on the stand. And inside the glass orb is kind of like a swirling mist. But beyond that, it seems to be doing nothing else.
Is it pocket size?
Yeah, it's big enough. Yeah, you can put it not pocket like in a pair of skinny jeans or something, but it can fit in a pouch easily.
I'm gonna snatch
Something
that.
like this.
Her.
Yeah, I mean, even a little smaller than that. Yeah.
I snatch it up and make my way towards the door.
Maybe about the size of my D20 here.
That's about the right size. Okay, you snatch it up. Nothing seems to happen, and you put it in your pouch.
Going to stealthily move towards the door.
All
As we
right.
see Vespasian exit, Does he appear to be wearing the amulet?
Yes, he is.
Or okay.
You can clearly see that. He's walking down the hallway with his guards here. What do Kaelin and Sunset want to do?
I could do something really stupid. Like really stupid.
Well, that's what you should do then.
Kaelin would likely be left in the lurch.
He's fast.
Okay. I can take care of myself.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I say we make haste to the door mansion. Try to get there before they secure that place.
This is reasonable.
All right. So you guys head out the door. Kind of.
I want to make special note as we're walking out of the location of that room, particularly the door, as possibly Sam Sandwich walks out of it.
You want to notice something that's going to happen. He is
Kind
stealthing
of,
right
yeah.
now, so give me a stealth check, and Sunset give me what's the perception check?
Yeah, perception.
I got a 12.
Oh, I'm completely oblivious. I got a. Hold on. What is it? A 9.
Yeah. So
I rolled a
you
5.
as you exit the building, you notice nothing in particular.
Damn.
Okey-doke.
It was going to be an opportunity to confront him, but I can't use, player knowledge and character knowledge. So,
Right.
as far as I'm concerned, I have no idea that he was even in the room.
Yep. He was merely not in the hall when we returned.
Yes.
Okay.
Here, hold on one second.
Sure.
There we go. Here's the other door here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Come on. There we go. Okay, so Vespasian is walking down this hallway here, and he gets to this room, which you know is the room to the Duke's kind of private area, his residence. And as he approaches, the guards station themselves on either side of the door, and Vespasian knocks on the Duke's chamber door. Sam, what you want to do?
I'm going to try to get closer and obscure myself behind these pillars.
Yeah, you're staying far enough away. You successfully already passed the stealth check, so I think you're good. As he knocks, you see the door open. And there is the Duke there, and he you hear Vespasian say, "Duke, I must the Duke of Cantemont, I must have words with you regarding the crusade." And with that, the Duke lets him into the room. The guards stay outside, and the door closes behind them.
Gonna go cat burglar again and try to sneak into the exterior and see if any of these windows will allow me to view or listen.
All right, give me athletic check.
Ooh, 11.
That's not good enough. As you try to exit the window there, you lose your footing and you fall. Here it's a little shorter, so you only fall about 5 feet. It's nothing big. You take 3 points of damage.
Ow.
But
1d6 per 10 feet.
yeah, still takes 3 points of damage. And then let's see here. Okay. So you're at the foot of the outside of the building, in a bush, kind of clumsily trying to figure out what happened.
Rosebush?
Not a rosebush. Poison ivy.
Oh, even better.
And you lay there for a minute, like waiting to see if you hear anyone come after you, because you do make quite a racket when you land, but nothing. You hear nothing else come after you.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to continue my plan and scale up to this window here, if possible.
All right, give me one more acrobatics check.
Oh man, 10.
If he's scaling the wall, wouldn't that be an athletics check?
Would it?
You attempt to climb a sheer slippery cliff, would be athletics. Acrobatics is more keeping your footing, or like
You could do like a flip and try to latch onto the wall, right? I mean, that would make it acrobatics check.
He could attempt a
like,
backflip
so
5 feet in the air and landing on it.
dives, rolls, somersaults, or keeping your footing. So like definitely when he was walking around the outside of the building, that would definitely be
Yeah.
acrobatics. Athletics would be actually attempting to scale the wall. It would also be like jumping, swimming, that kind of thing.
All right, give me an athletic check then.
Ooh, 7.
Oh, even worse. You don't hurt yourself or anything or make a bunch of noise, but you're unable to scale the wall. It's too sheer and kind of, it's water and moistures on it from the weather that day.
Then I just try over here.
I'm gonna say it's the same situation because I don't want you to just keep rolling until you pass.
Unless you change the situation, like use a rope or something.
Yeah.
As one does to a brings to a banquet.
The rope.
Dude snuck in. Like I'm sure he's got all of his stuff.
After he did not have a invitation.
Yes, I do have my python and rope.
Oh yeah, go for it.
All right, I attempt to use
Strength
my
check.
tool belt to scale the wall. Does that bestow me any roll advantage?
Yeah, you're at an advantage. You're at an advantage. Just roll 2 dice.
Yeah, if you're using your toolkit, that should be an advantage, I think.
All right, I got a 16 and a 14.
16 works. So as you scale the wall, you get to the window. They're in mid-conversation. You missed the first half of the conversation because you fell off the wall.
You're drunk, it's alright.
But you can hear what they're saying. You definitely, the first thing you notice is kind of body language. The Duke is sitting down, and Vespasian is kind of over him, pointing his finger in the Duke's face. And the Duke seems like kind of blank face. There's no expression there. And at this time, Vespasian is saying, you will do this for the highborn king, for the highborn people. You have to do this. Give me a perception check.
Oh wow, 7.
Okay, you don't notice anything. You just hear him say that.
All right. I think I'm going to take a flask of oil, light it, and throw it into the room.
What? Woo,
Seriously?
good times. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious.
Seriously?
Nice.
You're casting discount fireball.
Yep. Bargain fireball.
All right.
Okay. You do that successfully. Actually, no. Give me a lock pick first, because these windows are locked.
Okay.
Unless he's trying to just throw it straight through the window.
You could do that too.
So that'd be sleight of hand, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, sleight of hand would be picking the lock.
29.
Oh, you are successful.
Yeah,
You
that's plus
crack-
10.
You crack open the window with no one noticing. You light with a flint the top of the flask, and the wick starts up, and you toss it in. This end of the room is where the Duke's bed chamber is, I guess, the bed. As you toss it in, and the flask lands, when it hits the ground, the top pops open, and then it bounces and spins, and the fluid kind of comes out in a pinwheel, you know what I mean? And as it's coming out, it's all lighting on fire, and it all lands on the cloth of the bed, and the bed literally bursts into flames.
Nice.
With that, inside the room, luckily no one's in the bed, but from the other side of the room, Vespasian, the Duke, and the Duchess all stand up like crazy, like they're with a fright. And let's see here, hold on. And Vespasian glances over to where you are and sees you through the crack in the window. And he yells out and he says, "Assassin! There's an assassin trying to kill the king!" And with that, he runs out the door. He runs out the door, and then the Duke stays in the room. He's unsheathed his sword. He's kind of protecting the Duchess, and he's yelling out for Claude. Yep. Okay. What do you want to do?
I burst into the room and I yell, "He's right. There is an assassin. And his name is Vespasian, Your Highness. Call Claude and slaughter that madman."
Oh boy. Oh boy. Give me a persuasion check at disadvantage, because you just lit his bed on fire.
I'm so disappointed that he's more persuasive than I am.
I got a 15 and a 26.
He's got a
15
plus
and-
9, I only have a plus 7.
So a 15. Oh no. The Duke is like, "Quiet, stranger. How dare you attack me and my wife? I will hunt you down and kill you."
All right, then I use my bonus disengage action to dart back out the window.
Okay. Give me you darting outside the window. Or what are you trying to do? Are you trying to stay on the ledge? Are you trying to jump down? What are you trying to do?
Either one. I'm just out of there.
as you jump out the window, you do that successfully, and you jump to the ground. Give me an athletic check. Oh no, or acrobatic. Jeez, I keep mixing those up.
No, it'd be athletics. Well, I guess it depends on what you're trying to do. Is he trying
in his
jumping-
rush, he does. If you're doing such a rush, he's not trying to stealth along the ridge. He's trying to jump down. A leap, if you say.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so
if it's for the
thank-
jump, it would be athletics. If it's if he's trying to keep his footing upon landing so he doesn't face plant, that might be acrobatics.
I'm gonna say acrobatics because he's not jumping up. He's just going off a ledge.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's
This
trying to
is-
land. He's trying to land. What'd you get?
13.
That is enough. You land, and you land in the kind of like the side court of the keep, on your feet, and I'm assuming you keep running. Behind you, you hear yelling out the window. You hear the voice of Claude, but no one is following you at this moment.
So it'd be more successful. Disappointing.
Lighting the Duke's bed on fire.
One for the road.
All right, let's move on to Kaylin and Sunset. You are now, across the city, back to House Door. As you approach House Door,
I was hoping we'd get bowled over by Vespasian on his way out, on our way out, but
you guys
No,
are
it's fine.
way out the door. You guys are way past that.
you
You left before he even went in the Duke's room. So
I don't. Did we ever get a clear indication on like what the whole plan was from Claude?
what do you
The
mean?
plan?
Like, were we going to immediately go to attack the door compound, or like? could
We wanted
we-
to immediately go to the door compound. He wanted us to
Claude-
go down the
I
stairs.
wanted
We
to
made
do
the
that
decision.
next, but not necessarily immediately.
Well, you left
Because-
He made it clear he wants you to go down in the catacombs. My understanding is you guys left as you walked out the door.
My understanding,
Is
we're
that-
leaving. We're going
Yeah,
to the
yeah,
door
no, that's
compound.
fine. That's fine. It's
Yeah.
just our destination was not necessarily going to be immediately to the door compound.
Okay, where do you want to go?
I'm running a little low on spell slots. Kaylin needs to, put on her armor. Like, if we're gonna go, siege a compound, we should be prepared, right?
Oh, no. We are still, well, you weren't a proud serving member of the Door family, but I was essentially at the time, and I think we can gain access to their compound as we still serve family as far as the people who weren't at the party were concerned.
Sure.
Both of you
I'm
give me
still missing-
give me an insight check.
That'll be a 20. Not natural.
That'll be a 23 crit success.
Okay.
Nice.
You both, as you're walking the streets, like just leaving the keep, they're basically called to arms throughout the city. The word has spread that House Door is tainted, and basically everyone and their uncle in the city is heading to House Door, and there's like a literally pitchfork mob heading there. Word has spread pretty quickly.
I see.
Sunset, I still have. I really actually didn't do much of a spell slot from the battle. It was just passed without a trace, which nobody actually used or it had no effect against the monster.
We don't know that.
We'll see. Well, from the amount of damage that our departed colleague took, it didn't seem like it did much to shield him from it. Granted, that happens when you're like trying to like. Anyways,
Well,
But
he was main tank.
the point being, I can do pass out trace again, and we can try to get past the mob, either beat him there, or climbing walls and stuff like that. We can get around from that. That would be my suggestion. So we
I
can
mean, I
gain.
guess what's this mob look like? Like, are they all heading towards house door, or like what's
Yes.
the deal? Okay.
Yep. Got a
So
head start.
They definitely have a head start on you right now, just so you know.
Yeah. That's a good point.
So that is my suggestion. So we can get inside. There will be some spots. Guards will be busy looking after the mob. So we can get in.
I guess, yeah. I guess that sounds like a plan. If we had some additional time, then I would like to rest, but it doesn't sound like we do.
Yeah, no, by morning it will be nothing but ashes.
Yeah.
If you want to get the good stuff, we got to get there before the mob does.
Yep. So
Okay. I'm gonna use my second spell slot, level slot to pass out a trace on Sunset and myself. This will give us a +10 bonus check to +10 bonus to stealth checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we cannot be tracked except by magical means.
Okay. But this is not increasing your speed in any way, right?
no,
That's
but I
correct. It does
imagine
not-
that
it
we
does
are
not increase
faster
your speed.
than your base humans.
But they're piling through the streets, so we
Okay.
yeah.
You do that. You definitely not noticed. No one really actually cares too much about you right now. But when you arrive at house door, there's a mob at the front door.
Okay. Great.
It looks like house door has been barricaded. The doors have been shut and locked.
Yep.
And there's a mob at the front door, kind of banging on it and waving torches and screaming that they're heretics and that they're a taint upon Cantamont and many different things they're yelling. With that, we will go back to Sam.
I have an idea. You may not
Okay.
like it. But we'll go to Sam first.
No, it's your terrible idea.
Sam, you are in the courtyard of the keep. You're not outside of the whole, castle. Like, you're outside of the building, but you're still inside the big walls. And you can definitely hear the alarm being raised. You can hear guards saying, it's like, find the intruder! And scrambling guards everywhere.
I wonder who they're looking for. Oh well, I better take refuge in the safest place I can think of, house door.
Alright, give me a one general stealth check to get out of the keep.
25.
Oh, okay, you're one stealthy dude. You successfully make it out of the keep by crawling along the sides of the wall. You pick some of the ivy and stick it into your hat, so it looks like you've got camouflage and you're part of the ivy. You make it to a side door, which you successfully pick the lock, and you exit the side door into a crowded street and drift off and disappear into the crowd, which they are all. It's a large crowd of mainly peasantry, screaming and yelling, heading toward house door.
All right, let's burn some heretics.
All right, so Kaylin and Sunset, you guys arrive first. What do you want to do?
Is there a window we can look through?
You know, there are, but the crowd is right in front of the windows. You could try to push through the crowd to get to the window if you want to.
I don't need to be right next to the window. Is there a window I can look through?
Yes, there are.
Okay.
Or like a second or third story patio.
That also would work. That also would work, honestly. But
There's no patios or balconies or anything.
okay. All right. So I can see into this window. Is there at least 10 feet of space in the center of the room?
Yeah, through this window is the kind of like the reception hall you guys went into multiple times before to talk to House Door. It is empty. It seems whoever was managing the house while the ladies were away saw this coming, locked the doors, and fled into the house. There's no candles lit, there's no lighting inside. It seems to be an abandoned room, but it's a big room.
Beautiful. Okay. Now, is a space that is at least 10 feet across, 2 squares, within 90 feet of me through that window?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now, final question. If I cast Thunderstep as a different element, does it still make the noise?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm not
It might
going to
make
bother
a different
changing
noise.
the-
It might make a different noise, but it's gonna make a noise.
How does it work with Pass Without a Trace? Because Pass Without a Trace is a veil of shadows and silence radiates around you and your companions from detection.
Oh, that's an excellent point, because silence does negate stuff like this.
Hmm.
Because one of this basically has kind of the same effect as knock, where like people 300 feet away from you can hear the sound when you cast knock, but if you cast silence first, they can't hear it.
I'm not terribly concerned about making noise. 'Cause
Neither am I.
we're
Neither am
not
I.
there, and
I
it's
was
actually
just
probably a
curious.
really good like
Distraction. Yeah. Well, it's also going to deal 3d10 damage to anybody within 5 feet of me.
Jesus.
Right, I'm sure it won't egg on the crowd that the evil door family is using
Right.
spells against the mob.
And they don't know it's us because of
That's
Pass
right.
Without a Trace. This is
That's
perfect.
true.
This is
Okay.
perfect. All right.
Start fight.
I'm going to cast Thunderstep to teleport me and Kaylin into the building.
All right. It goes off. As you do that, there's a large explosion where you were standing before, and kind of a circle of probably 10 to 12 feet is left. Like, you're gone, and then that's like people in that area have been blown out away and knocked over. There's a large yell in the crowd, and screaming that the
Oh, sorry. This was cast at 4th level, so it's it's 4d10, not 3d10.
you definitely obliterate
Cool.
some people. Like, people that were sitting next to you have been shredded.
Should I roll the damage?
No.
Now,
Okay.
these are peasants.
And this is Sam, this is right when you show up also, let's say. You see this explosion, and you see the crowd yelling that
And I would like
This
to point out
is-
it is thunder, not my usual fire.
yeah.
So pointed away from me.
And it's
Essentially.
the mob starts screaming out that the dark gods are attacking them, that this is a curse of the house door, and we need to fucking burn this building to the ground. But the two of you and go through the window and end up in the main hall, which looks to be abandoned. You definitely also know that you hear the hammering on the front door. It's getting louder and louder and louder.
Okay, cool. So, so we've been to the manor before, and we've been to the reception area. Do we recall like storage areas, or thoughts
You've
of where...
only visited 2 areas of the building: the main reception hall, and then one time you went in the back and spoke to the archivist or the historian in the area for House Door, which was basically the room directly behind the reception hall. That was basically like a record room, like lots of shelves and paper and stuff like that. But those are the only 2 rooms you've been in. You definitely this building is a long, slender building, like a shotgun style house, like long, skinny and deep. The reception hall takes up the full front part of the building. In the back, you do know of a hallway that leads to other small buildings on this floor and a second floor. And the reception hall is a double height ceiling space. So that's the front half of the building is the reception hall.
So we proceed immediately to the second floor.
Sounds reasonable.
Sort of like go up. Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. As you go up the stairs, you still do not hear or see anyone. Upstairs, there is a hallway leading with 4 doors off of it.
Okay. Do all the doors look the same?
All the doors look the same.
All right. Let's see what's behind door number 1.
Door number 1 opens. This is a large living space with like a seated area and a bedroom off to the side. It is lavishly appointed with embroidered paintings and tapestries of House Door with the sun. It's pretty lavish and nice in there. There's a desk, a bedroom, a desk, and a sitting room.
All right. We got 4 rooms, 4 sisters. So let's go check the room. Like you search the room.
All right, give me an investigation check.
Does it have to be investigation?
Yes, it does.
15.
Yeah, 15. That's not bad.
Not bad. With a -3.
Considering that I rolled a 7, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'm
15.
letting my minion do the work.
Oddly, you do not find any money, but you find a couple sets of jewelry that are worth about 100 gold in the marketplace.
Is there a more practical dress that's unsoiled to change into?
Yeah, there are. But they're
don't need something else for the ball, but something that's well.
They would fit you, but it would be like a skirt instead of a dress. But yeah, because you're taller than.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Less things to trip over.
More mobility.
More mobility. Right. Very good.
Okay, so as you search that room, that's all you find beyond, everyday items. Bathing needs, shampoo and soap, and there's some books, leather-bound books that are just like casual reading books, and that's all you find in there. Sam, what do you want to do? You approach and see the mob has been risen to a new level of angry and is now currently using large pieces of wood from the surrounding area to try to build like a battering ram to break down the door.
I yell out encouragement. I'm like, come on, guys, we need to stop these evil bastards. Ram that wall. Ram the door. We can do it. Once we're inside, we can easily destroy them, I bet. Push harder, everyone.
With that, they seem invigorated and they continue to beat on the door, but it does not break at this point.
I try to set fire to the door.
With what? Tell me how.
I take another one of my flasks of oil and I light it and I throw it against the door made out of wood, hopefully.
Yes, it is.
All right, throw my oil flask against the wooden door.
Whew, you throw it, it explodes again. There is everyone is in riot mode right now, so no one even notices where it comes from. It starts burning, people are screaming. Some people are falling over with their sleeve on fire. Some people are still using the battering ram to try to break down the door. But the door is now burning, but it's still holding.
I try to see if there's any way around that I could scale or climb the nearby walls.
They're stone walls. You can climb them. There are windows on the second floor, not on the first.
All right, I try to use my my rope and a python, and I see if I can throw it up and hook it onto the window frame, or maybe break the window and hook it in the window sill.
Okay. I think that's probably a dexterity check.
All right. That would be a 12.
12. You successfully throw it up and attach it to a window on the second floor, but instead of just, going up there and on the ledge and attaching itself, you actually throw the grappling hook through the window, and then it comes back and latches on the inside of the window. Sunset and Kalen, you hear this because it is in the hallway that you just were in.
What do you want us to roll?
No, you hear it. Yeah, I'm just saying you hear it because it's right next to you.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's very interesting. Am I able to identify that the door is now on fire?
No,
Not yet. Okay.
you're upstairs now. No. Maybe in a little bit when it starts really smoking, but yeah.
Well, I was hoping I'd be able to see it.
Are there
No,
guards
you guys are
the hallway?
upstairs in the bedroom. You can't see it.
Right. We just heard the noise in the hallway.
Got it.
Okay.
So that's all you find in Dorothea's room.
Well,
What do you want to do now?
where were the archives? Were those on the first floor?
Yes, the first floor,
Okay.
right behind the reception hall.
Got it. I think I'd like to go there, because there might be interesting books there. Plus, it's likely to get raided first when that door comes down,
Yeah.
as Kevin so poignantly pointed out in our slightly private conversation.
Yeah. So I have a area. So describe the hall. So there are no guards in the hallway right now. Right. It's just
You have
it's an
found- you have
empty
found
locked
no one
building that they're
inside.
trying to break into.
Yeah, it's an empty
So,
building.
It's only a 10-minute thing. So when I still hit, one thing that's it. It'd be my last level 2 spell slot, but I also have Spike Growth, which would be particularly brutal against a mob. So I can just create an area of denial where for each step they take damage, and that's probably going to kill most normal people. So that can sort
Probably.
of lock down that front area.
Yeah, that would
If it comes to it. So
that would be good. Well,
but we probably hear splintering stuff from the door before they can actually make their way through.
yeah.
So Yeah.
Well, I mean, let's head down there at the very least and.
All
Okay.
right, Sam.
lay of the
Sam,
land.
your intention was to climb up the rope once you threw it, right? Sam.
So, let's see.
Oh, sorry, I'm muted. Yeah, I'm trying to climb up the rope as best I can, given the
Give
fire.
me a strength check at advantage.
20-foot radius, so that's 40
Alright.
feet.
$13.
Oh yeah, you climb up as Kaylin and Sunset are walking back out the door of Dorothea's room and back down the stairs to go to the archive, is right when you're coming through the window. You surprise each other. All three of you are surprised to see each other, and what do you want to do?
Why are you following me?
We got here first.
Has the Duke put a bounty on me already?
Well, why would the Duke put a bounty on you?
Because I'm so handsome.
I beg to differ, but okay. And then I'm going to continue down to the reception room because he's clearly an idiot.
Alright. I guess you'll
As you're walking down the stairs. Okay. You definitely notice now you are in the great. You have to go through the great room to get to the archive room back down the stairs.
Yep.
You definitely see the door burning, and as you get about halfway down the stairs, you hear a large crack, and basically half the door collapses in on itself, and people start flooding into the room.
Oh, okay.
So, you want me to do it?
Yes, do it.
Okay.
Just do it.
So what do you do about this mob entering the building?
All right, so because pretty much waiting for this to happen, like plan going downstairs, hear the crack. Okay, immediately it takes an action, which is
6 seconds.
what? Yeah, 6 seconds to cast. So not too many people have gone through. And so what I have put is spike growth journal, so I can read that off. This will be my.
This is like the
flashlight.
floor turns into spikes and it hurts them, right?
Right, exactly. So basically, I would put it within 19 feet of the door, and it's going to
Sorry,
pretty much create
I don't have like a map for this because I did not anticipate you guys going this way.
Yeah. So like, if we're just looking at this, we'll just say like if this is the entrance to this is the entrance of the door of like the house, right? And we just say this big box is like the entrance hall. So draw a shape. It's. Okay, how do I know what shape?
The entrance hall, let's say, is
it's
half.
a sphere.
The entrance
It's a sphere.
the main door is the size of this door you're at here.
It's a 20-foot radius sphere.
And the size of
yeah.
the whole size of the entrance hall is about half the size of this of the hall on the map here.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to draw a circle, so I guess freehand. So.
I would just do it as a.
No,
Just do a
you
box.
could
Oh,
could
if you hold
definitely
Alt, it'll draw a circle or ellipses.
Oh, okay.
you can definitely cast it and it'll cover where everyone's coming in.
Okay. So it's gonna cover like 8 squares.
It should be 8 because it'll be 20 feet on either side of the center point.
8 by 8. And so
Yeah,
if so, what do we consider a door? Like pretty much where we're at. So
Yeah. That's the
Okay.
front door. There's really no entrance hall. It's just the door and then the big room.
Okay, and then like the stairs are somewhere over here, right? And like I don't know, like this.
Yeah.
Because we're
Yeah,
not
you're-
in this area, but we're like right next, pretty much.
You're
can
over
see it.
here where this stair is. That's where the stair is up to the second floor.
Okay, right. So the range is 150.
150 feet. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, 150 feet. So we no longer have that stealth bonus. This is also concentration 10-minute spell. Basically, this area becomes difficult terrain. For anyone who did not see this, they don't know that this nasty stuff has just sprout up. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 8 feet it travels. So if they want to cross this entire every 5 feet, right? So if they want to cross this entire place, that's 8 squares, and so they are going to be taking 16d4 damage.
Yep. So you cast this as a few are in the door. As they start coming at you, or just not even coming. Yeah.
One thing, because at the same time that she's doing that, I also want to cast Control Flame on the flames on the door to make them brighter and change their color to green.
All right.
As kind of a, oh, you've broken in, now shit's gonna get real. That's the intention that I have on it, but like, obviously nothing's actually gonna happen. All it is a color change, and it makes them brighter.
Okay. So as they break through the door, you cast. They start coming into the room, and there's this cracking, like you see the stone flooring crack, and there's vines start, like thorned vines start coming up through the floor and grabbing them as they come through the door and wrapping around their neck and then their arms, and they're a few of them get to within 15 feet of you, but they're all basically dozens of people are screaming out in pain as they try to flee what they're experiencing. But the problem is there's a mob at the door that's basically pushing them forward, and just dozens of people perish at the door here. And as the flames change and become brighter, there's a large gasp of horror from the people outside the door pushing in, and basically the horde stops for a minute and people back away, but it's still a raging mob out there. You can see out the door now, and there's tenfold people than were there when you first went in the building. The mob is growing.
All right, let us make haste. We have 10 minutes before this runs out, and if they keep pushing people through in, there's going to be a lot of blood on the floor.
The color change and the brightness of the flames will last an hour.
Okay.
I'm
Right,
curious
they don't
how-
know that the obstruction is necessarily gone at that point, 10, so guess the goal is to we don't have stealth anymore, so we should split up.
I want to go into the
How much-
archives, so
How much damage was dealt? Can you roll 16d4 to find out?
No,
Sure.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say they're going to kill peasants, so don't worry about that.
yeah. If we weren't
39.
if we weren't evil before, we're definitely evil now.
Yeah, so
I'm pretty
So
sure
many of
I was
them were
evil before, but
less than 5 player class levels, they are very much in in trouble. So
yep.
This is, people are dying, people are screaming out in pain. The people that haven't died are crumpled over into these moving vines, this spaghetti soup of vines
they're humans,
grabbing at them. Yeah, they're all humans.
right? Oh, okay.
And
We don't care.
there's just, it's horrific. People are screaming and yelling. What is Sam? What do you want to do? You're witnessing this from the top of the stairs.
You don't want to get on this?
Well, we're not going that way. I start heading towards the opposite direction of the floor I'm on.
So you go back. There's 4 doors. The closest to the stairs, is open.
It's probably the door you saw us walking out of when you entered the
Yeah, exactly.
building.
I'll
Oh.
pass that door and go to the next door.
All right, next door. You open the door and enter, and again, this is another living area. same size as the one before. This one, as you walk in, is like a crystal palace. Crystal chandeliers, crystal furniture, and it's just like a perfectly fragile space. Everything looks very finely crafted, and like everything looks fragile. Like one, it's a house of cards. One thing that falls over with the whole room would break into a million pieces.
Well, let's do that then. I kick over the nearest chair.
As you do this, things sort of topple over, and like there's all these crystal objects and things on the table, and they fall over and crash on the floor, and that cascades out and knocks over a chair, and there's a large just like crash, and it's loud enough that both Kaylin and Sunset hear this. But yeah, just a mass destruction, but there's nothing you can see beyond crystal objects.
All right, well then I'm out.
Hold on one second. Oopsie, didn't mean to do that. Did that work? Hold on one second. There we go. Okay, cool. Hold on one second. There we go. All right, here we are. All right, so that was okay. Okay. Yeah. What do you want to do? No, that's your turn. Sunset, you said you go into the archives?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is just the musty room you saw before. Many shelves, one desk in the corner of the room, with books kind of laid over it, books and manuscripts and scrolls. And then, you know, like library shelves that cover the rest of the room.
Okay. So I want to do essentially two things, but I want to do them quickly. So first and foremost, is there anything that can be easily identifiable as maybe like a catalog? Some
give me
indicator.
give me an investigation check.
Okay. Nat 20.
You definitely remember when you were there before. Ooh, excuse me. You remember that the leather-bound books that are sitting on the desk are a catalog of all of the documents in the archive room.
Okay.
So you can there's that. And it's 3 volumes of large leather-bound books.
Okay. So I would like to quickly peruse those. However, I think I want to do this other thing first. So I'd like to roll an Arcana check just to see if I can identify any sort of magic in the room that might point me to, magical scrolls, spell books, something of that nature that might be being stored here.
Okay.
Ooh, that is a 12. Probably not great.
You see nothing of arcana value. These seem to be primarily records of municipal value, like ownership maps and letters of deeds of places, and like maps of the sewer system and maps of all levels of the city.
Well, maps of the sewer system could be beneficial. Definitely, the deeds to a couple of places would probably not, it would probably be beneficial as well. So I'd like to just kind of gather some of those kinds of things up. Maps of the city, particularly anything underground, and any deeds to shops, homes, valuable resources of that nature.
Give me a... What would the right check be for this? Investigation again? To find and notice things of value as you're going through, yeah.
Four.
Do it at advantage because you have the catalog.
Okay, good. Because that was a 4. And that's an 8.
You are unable to find any of the deeds, like actual ownership documents of... you can't seem to find the section they're located in these shelves, but you do find numerous maps of the sewer system, and also what seems like maps that are of the catacombs, because you kind of recognize the layout a little bit. And yeah.
Well, we did get or find a map of the catacombs, at least of the one level of the catacombs. While
That
we
one
were down
area,
there.
yeah.
So is this a more expanded map of the catacombs? Then, like maybe different levels or areas where we may not have.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Great. That will probably suffice. I'm not going to try and spend more time here.
All right, Kaylin,
done with the house, or we're trying to like find the basement?
Just done with this room.
This room. Okay. I'm presuming that I'm trying to locate a basement.
Locate a basement.
Facility. Yeah.
You can't find it.
It's a
There's no
large house.
basement. Yeah.
There's no basement. Okay. You said there are other buildings in the complex, or
No. This is just one large building.
Okay.
But as you explore the rest of the rooms to find a basement, you explore the rest of the rooms on the first floor, and these are all service areas. A kitchen, living spaces for servants. There is a in the back. There's stables and a carriage depot, if that's the right word, like a place where there's one very ornate, nice, with emblems of House Door on it, like carriage. There are 2 horses back there, but they are both in a stable, and there's many more stables than just for 2 horses, so it looks like many horses were taken away, but there are only 2 left, and neither of them are saddled up or attached to the carriage at all.
Okay. Return to Sunset. What I find, is it worth going back upstairs to search for rooms, or should we try to egress?
With that, it's now back to Sam. What does Sam want to do?
You're muted.
Sam, you're muted. We can't hear anything you're saying.
Because I'm so far away. I'm going to move down to the 3rd room and explore that one.
All right, the third room opens, and okay, this is how do I describe this? This is a dimly lit room with carpets and pillows kind of strewn around, and there's incense in the air, and there's there's like an ornate brass bathtub in the center of the room, and there's strange like what look like harnesses hanging from the ceiling, and there's numerous, how do I just put this correctly, but toys for the sensual nature, toys of the sensual nature strewn around the room.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
You found the bone zone.
There it is, the bone zone. There is both objects made out of wood, carved and polished to a sheen, that are in the same shape of a phallus.
Are any of them crafted of gold or silver?
Yeah, there's ones made of metal. Yeah.
Great.
Metal, not gold or silver.
You know, I'm gonna say this is house door. There are definitely gold dildos in this room.
All right. Well, I grab as many of those as I can fit in my bag.
And now I'm just waiting for the time later on down the campaign when the phrase, "You get attacked and all of the gold dildos spill out."
You're able to collect two of these.
Okay. Good start. What would the value of such an item be? DM's guide.
You're in such a rush and in an inebriated state, you don't quite comprehend how much these could be worth.
I mean,
All right. Onward.
Next up is Sunset. What would you like to do?
Well,
we went
I think
around once.
in
Hold on
answer-
one second. We went around once. Hold on. Let me just Okay, give me all three of you. Give me a perception check.
Advantage?
natural
No.
20.
Ooh.
11.
Okay. So that's a natural 1 for a total of 5.
Kaylin, Kaylin, you
Cities are crazy.
since you're coming back toward the front of the building to talk to Sunset in the hallway, you definitely hear the crowd get louder outside. They're screaming and yelling. There are now torches being thrown into the room through the doorway. No, people are not trying to get through because they realize the death trap that it is. But you definitely notice the, how do I put it? There's the agitation outside is reaching a fever pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. So, I think
Do you let me know about the torches?
it's Sunset. Yeah. I tell like Sunset.
Okay.
Yeah. The place is starting to go up. Torches
Are
are
the-
coming
well,
in. We should probably get
Hold
make
on,
our way out.
because they're just now throwing them in.
Yeah, but the door was on fire, so the building is on fire.
Oh, yes.
It
I'm
will
aware.
be consumed.
But if they're throwing them in, I'm assuming that they are trying to burn down the
It's a mob. They don't have any intention. They're just angry.
Okay.
And
well.
yeah.
Torches
All
getting
right,
thrown
whatever.
through random windows and things like
Yeah.
that. Right.
Yeah.
It's
All right, that's fine. Whatever. I was gonna put them out, but it doesn't matter. I would say, in answer to the question before we switched over to Sam, yes, let's go back upstairs and check those rooms. You know,
All right, you
whatever
guys
ones
both-
Sam hasn't already pilfered.
You definitely go up the stairs. You notice that he is in the third room, and the second door is now open when it was closed before. You peek into the second room and see this crystal room that has been
decimated.
Yeah, it's
just
not
shards
even
of glass
decimated.
everywhere.
It collapsed on itself.
Yeah. Nice. What about
you go to the sex room and you see Sam in there fondling gold dildos.
Swinging on the swing.
Woo!
Yeah. I mean, I would say let's just if he's already attempted to pilfer the other two rooms, let's check out the last room.
Sure.
All right, the last room opens, and this is a much, much smaller room. It's a single bed, plainly made. And it's, I don't know, the size of a regular bedroom, I would say, you know? But not, how do I say this? Not in, there's the bed, and then the rest of the room is just piles of objects, of armor, of trinkets, and nothing's on tables, nothing's organized, nothing's in a neat space. It's just like have you ever seen like the Hoarder television show where it's just like piles of crap everywhere? It's like that. And the crap is there, like just like trash is there too, but there's also mixed in, there's weapons, there's armor, there's tapestries, things of value.
Is the axe there?
You can search for it. Give me an investigation check.
No, I didn't see shit. That's a 2.
I rolled another natural 20.
Yep.
With -3.
Oh, damn.
Well, I mean, the minus doesn't matter if you rolled a nat 20.
Yes, and
Rolled a nat 20.
there's a log. It's all on D&D Beyond.
As Kaylin, as you search and kind of peruse the objects in there, you realize that the bed platform is on a hinge, and you're able to lift the bed up like a trunk lid.
Yep.
And inside a compartment built into the bed, there is the axe, the Green Knight's axe.
Okay, I will pick up the axe. That's probably gonna be a lot of what I can carry. So if there's a fancy bow,
Is there anything else in that compartment, or is it just the axe?
Sunset? Since you rolled a 2, you are like, as you're searching out, you're so disgusted by the trash and like literal trash in there. You don't see anything, which is weird.
Oh, I was meaning specifically in the compartment that I assume I saw.
In the compartment
Kaylin
was
open.
just the axe.
Okay.
Just the axe under the bed.
Can I roll an Arcana check to maybe piece out potential magical items from the garbage that I'm so disgusted with?
I'm gonna say right now, you don't even need to roll. You don't find anything.
Okay.
There's things in there, but they're all mundane things.
Okay.
And this was a Berserker's axe, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a Berserker's. I think I actually still have it technically in my inventory. Oh no, actually I don't. But yeah, it was a Berserker's axe.
Okay.
All right, so that's another time around. Okay, cool. Yeah, Sam, it's up to you. As you exit the sex dungeon, you notice, you hear sounds, and you see the fourth door open, and you know that Sunset and Kaylin are in there.
All right. I sneak inside, and I attempt to slowly walk up behind Sunset. Without being noticed.
Oh. Give me a stealth check, and then Sunset, give me a perception check.
Yeah, you're gonna have to beat a 23.
Oh, a 19.
Ooh.
Yeah.
19v23.
As you sneak in, you accidentally, your hip brushes the door that's kind of half open, and the door swings open a little bit and creaks. And Sunset, you are aware that Sam has entered the room and is sneaking up behind you.
Hmm. Okay. I know what I want to do, but I don't know if you're going to allow it. So let me describe what I would like to do,
Okay.
and we'll see how far I get. So I would like to essentially start the casting of magic missile to the point where like my hand or something is glowing,
Yeah,
and
you
then
can
turn around and basically put it in his face and say like, "Don't do that."
All right.
And then
Yes, you can
not
do that,
finish
but
it.
give me an intimidation check.
All right, that's going to be at a +4. That'll be 21.
And then Sam, give me a what is it? A Constitution check? No, a wisdom. A wisdom.
Yeah, I think it'd be wisdom. Yeah.
Yeah, wisdom. Try to beat that.
14.
Okay. At whatever your intentions were, Sam, you were sneaking up behind her, behind Sunset, and she whips around without you realizing she knew you were there, and she puts her hand out with like it, glowing and wisps of magic coming around her hand, and it shocks you into being still. The shock scares you, and you stop suddenly in a tense standoff.
Yeah. And when I realize that it's him, I say, "Don't do that." But
Hand him a single gold piece.
for
Or a single gold piece.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say gold dildo. So that.
No,
All right,
just a single-
You
Yeah,
hand it to him, or do you place it into his hand? Do you flick it at him? What do you do?
I reach out and I hand it to her. And here's a little something so you can, go to the market and buy some class.
is that actually said?
Yeah, he says it.
You are going to take 3d4 + 1 for each of these as I release magic missile.
Oh God.
Well, that's a 1. That is a 3, and that is also a 3. However, I'm going to spend one of my sorcery points to reroll that 1. Yeah, I ain't having any of that. Oh, it's a 1 again. So that's 6, 7, 10 damage.
All right, I'm gonna use my uncanny dodge reaction to half that.
I don't believe so because it's an insta hit. I'm
So if I can,
not.
if I can see the attack, I can use my reaction to half.
Yeah,
the,
I think he can use it, so he gets half damage.
Yeah.
That'd be what, 5?
So what ability are you using?
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge.
Magic missile is not an attack. It doesn't work against it. I literally just looked it up.
It's not an attack.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
It is reputed for auto hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it auto hits. It
All right,
isn't an attack.
read to me uncanny dodge.
It's a uncanny dodge works against an attack that hits you. Magic missile involves no attack. So it would be against something that has an attack roll.
All right.
So uncanny dodge is no help against it.
Whatever. You take 10 points of damage instead of 5, or yeah.
Yeah.
So as the last word comes out of your mouth, class, by some class, Sunset just lets the spell loose, whispers the words that cast the spell, blasts you in the face. It hurts, but it's not life-threatening, and you kind of fall over backwards in shock.
Ow.
Ow.
I do still have a little bit of gold because I miscalculated when I was giving gold to Kaylin for the dress.
Yeah. Right.
I will take a gold out and flick it at him and say, "How about you buy some brains?"
Oh Jesus. How long did the spell in the main room last for, Kevin or Kaylin?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Oh, it's definitely been 10 minutes. You guys have gone up and down the stairs a couple times
Right.
now. And let me see if anything happens. Oh, okay, here we go. Give me a perception check, all three of you.
Yeah. 8.
15.
22.
Okay. You hear the sounds of voices inside the building again. It seems the spell has ran out, but even though the crowd is, wary of what's going on inside this door, they have pushed in again. You also notice that the light of flickering fire has reached the second story. It seems part of the downstairs floor is on fire at the moment.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Time to go.
Yep. Is there a window at the back of the hallway out there?
There is the window that Sam came through with the rope and grappling hook still in it.
Oh, perfect.
Sounds good.
I'd say let's go out that way.
As you head to the window, you do notice it's not as much as people at the front door, but there are a few, let's say 4 people at the bottom of the rope looking at it and also looking up at the many different windows on this side of the building.
Okay.
Hmm.
So there's a couple of different ways I could play this. I could cast Magic Missile again, and target it at the ground in front of people to try and scare them away. I could cast Dragon's Breath and just start breathing fire kind of in their general direction to try and scare them away. I could cast Burning Hands, which is basically Dragon's Breath, but only single use in their general direction, trying to scare them away. That's about all I've got. I'm tapped out of everything else.
Yep, I only have Cure Wounds, Good Berry, and Hunter's Mark, so I don't have any evasion spell stuff. You have your what is your cloak thing you do? Your fancy dress?
Oh, it allows me to move up to 100 feet away in basically the blink of an eye.
Okay.
But I'm relatively certain that only works for me.
Correct.
And
Sure.
I don't know how well it would work going down a rope.
Right.
It's basically super fast movement, so I'm gonna judge you could look down at a spot in the road and blip there and you'd be just fine.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, you could get out beyond the initial crowd, create a diversion.
I mean, I could just get up behind them and then cast one of my spells and obliterate everybody in your path.
Jesus Christ.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there. So,
Yeah, I mean,
All right, what you gonna do? Time is ticking. Sam, what do you want to do?
I'm going to grab my rope and wheel it back or pull it back up the window and then throw it back into my backpack.
Okay.
Then I'm going to stealthily sneak away into the emptiness of the burning building.
All right. First, give me a stealth check for retracting the rope, because there are people looking at it.
particularly us who may try to stop you.
Oh, it's a critical fail.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So
no.
as you are pulling up the rope, two of the peasants down below, which are looking at this rope, like, what is this rope doing here? They look up and they see just your face, Sam, and they're like, they said, "Look, it's the demon worshiper. He's still in the building. It's a halfling." And with that, that's all you hear. You step back and you try to escape the house with stealth. Is that what I'm assuming you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay, so give me another stealth check.
22.
So, leaving the Sylvan Elves behind, or they can try to follow you if you like, but if they like, but you head back to the back room. Let's say the room with all the crystal shards. No. We're going to you go to the sex dungeon. And there is the window there, and you crack open the window and make sure there is no one in the back side of the building there. And you actually take one of the other dildos and wedge it into the side of the window and tie the rope to that and climb down that, and you're out.
Success.
Sunset and Kalen, what do you want to do? You could follow him if you like. He is he's not stealthy enough to disappear right in front of you.
I mean, if we didn't get a chance to try to stop him from taking the rope initially, then yes, we will follow him.
Yeah, we're following them.
All right. Sam, you definitely notice them following you. As you climb down the rope, you are skilled enough in using ropes in this fashion to, whip the rope to unlatch it from the top window and bring the rope back down to yourself. But Kalen and Sunset are right behind you. Do you want to let them use the rope or not?
Nope.
So
as
fine.
Sunset and Kalen, as you enter the
Well,
room, you see
hold on.
Sam exiting.
we're following. Yeah. Okay. So we see him exiting the room, right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. This is a well-equipped
So-
dungeon. Well-equipped sex dungeon. I'm sure there's other rope in there.
Well, that's true.
True. That's a very
That's
good point.
true.
That is a very good point.
However, seeing that he has a rope down, now
Mhm.
let me know how this would work. If I were to use the ability of the dress, could I get down before him?
I would
Right
say in the
behind
time it takes you to walk over to the window, because you have to walk to the window first to look at the ground, and then you zip down there. You arrive there the same time he does.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So, you find me standing right beside you when you arrive at the bottom of the rope.
So you arrive at the bottom, you zip down there. Kalen's makes it to the window also, but he's just looking on. As you arrive at the same time, Sam does the little flick of his wrist, goes up the rope, unlatches the dildo, falls to the ground with a.
Can I try to catch it?
Yeah, give me a dex check.
That's gonna be 17.
You catch the dildo on its way down, right in front of Sam.
You weren't thinking of just leaving us there, were you?
You're leaving your friend behind up there. How rude of you.
Oh, I'm doing nothing of the sort. You are the one who is leaving.
Leaving your friend,
Bye.
leaving your friend in a burning building? How rude. Why does it even work for you?
Well, she. And there are reasons.
All right. You exchange the banter, but Kaylin is still looking out the window like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at. It's like, okay, well, roof ain't there, so I'm gonna search for other things to climb down. We're at the second floor window, right? So
Hold on. First
don't need a
off,
whole
let
lot.
me check something here. Okay. As you hit the two of you, Sunset and Sam, hit the ground, and you have this conversation. Kaylin's at the window. At this time, two peasants burst through the door.
The front door.
No.
The door to the room you're in.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
They burst through the door. Let's see if. Okay. Kaylin, you have fast enough reflexes to do something without them noticing you yet. No, this is Kaylin's reaction. She's got to decide what to do.
I was gonna. I smell shish.
These are just peasants, right?
Yep, the regular old peasants.
Place is gonna burn down anyways. So I need to escape. I can't worry about them gonna be at my back or cutting the rope. So yeah, they are a threat to my safety at this point. So I'm gonna attack the peasants.
Oh god. Okay, go
As
for
I
it.
said, I smell shish kebab. He skewers them and they get roasted in the fire.
I mean, I don't need to kill them. I just need to like immobilize them. The fire will take care of the rest.
Well, I mean, still, like, you kneecap them and then.
I'm gonna do one attack against each.
This is
All right, go for it. Roll the hit.
Your turn. Oh man. It's like when you play Skyrim too long, you just turn it into like a NPC.
So that was that's a 20 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And so that's 6 damage to the first one.
Just 6 damage?
Yeah, just 6 damage.
Okay, you don't kill him. Yeah, okay, go ahead.
That's fine. And then
Second one?
16 to hit.
That
And 8 damage.
Okay. You, before they realize what's happening, you do like an action movie slide over them and like slice the back of their legs, and they crumple over in pain, like cutting their Achilles tendon. And they're on the ground writhing in pain.
Okay.
But at this point, they look up at you with wild, frightened eyes. They look at you and they see who you are.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Am I hearing other people?
Give me a perception check. Yes. You don't know how many or how far they are out, but you could definitely hear people in the building and at least a few people on the second floor. So that means in the hallway outside the door to this room. But now Sam and Sunset, you can do whatever you want also now at this point.
Well, I haven't I haven't let go of the dildo.
The wood dildo. Okay.
I thought it was a gold dildo.
No.
That doesn't-
He has in his possession 2 of the gold dildos, but he used the wood one
I
to
thought he
wedge
only...
in the window. to get down.
I guess.
See, I told you were classless. All right, I'm just gonna sprint off into the night.
Okay, you're out.
That's
Any
that's
destination you want? Any destination you want to go in particular? I mean, your spot is the unicorn bounty. You probably want to drink at this point.
That sounds good.
Okay. Sunset. What do you want to do?
Fine. Well, I'm gonna call out and say I'm waiting to Kaylin
To Kaylin. Okay.
because she disappeared from the window. Like I don't know what she's doing. Well, I guess actually, could I hear the fact that someone was
No.
being attacked?
No.
Okay. No screams of anguish or anything.
So no. You yell up to Kaylin. Kaylin, what do you want to do?
Just murder him.
Yeah.
Do it. We've already come this far.
I haven't had a chance to do so. As my bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on one of them on the ground. I'm assuming that I get advantage to hit. So, and I also get Colossus Slayer
Okay,
on
so
them.
If you don't need to
Because-
roll. You don't need to roll. If you're gonna attack the 2, you're gonna kill them.
Okay.
But if that's what you want to do, do it.
All right. I'm finishing them off.
All right, you look at the deep in their eyes as they look up with you in fear and rage as you glide your blade across both their necks in one fell swoop. And they gurgle and blood comes out of the neck hole and they fall over lifeless. Let me just check one thing. Okay, you still hear the voices outside, but they don't seem to be coming closer.
Okay. Grab. Like, how far is that window from the ground? I know it's 2nd floor, but you know.
I mean, if you just come back to the window, I can throw you the dildo that's still
Oh,
attached
okay.
to the rope.
Sure. Yeah. So I go to the I go to the window and you know,
All right.
answer the call because
yeah.
you had.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at this
Okay.
way filmed this whole episode.
Anyone got animation skills?
All right. You throw him the dildo. Give me a athletics check.
Oh man.
Oh, this is at -1. 7.
Okay. So you.
I'm just
throw
trying to get it in the window.
And you throw it out the window, and it hits the window sill. You know, like the sill at the bottom with a, you know, like a baseball bat hitting a ball. Bonk, bonk. And falls back down to you.
Shouldn't this be a dex check? It's technically a long-range weapon at this point.
No.
Okay.
Range- Can't I make a ranged attack on the open window?
The house
All
is
right.
burning.
Kaylin, what are you doing? How are you getting out of the window?
I mean, I'm gonna toss it again.
I'm trying to remember how
That was
much
a
damage you
14.
get. How much damage, with my knowledge, would I know, like, would I take if I just straight up jumped out the window?
Okay, so these are high ceilings. I'd say it's probably from the 2nd story sill. It's at least 15 feet. And you take 1d6 per how many feet fall?
Or 10 feet.
Or 10 feet.
For 10 feet up to 60 feet, I think.
Okay.
Like it maxes
So-
out at 60 feet or something like that.
You can jump out the window, take a acrobatics check. If you pass, you take half damage.
Yes, I rolled a 22.
All right. So roll. Let's do 3d3 damage. So it's
3d3?
10 feet. Yeah, 3d3, and you half it.
Okay. Roll 3d3. I've never rolled a d3 before. So I take 3 damage. So total 6 is total, and I took 3 damage. So I go from 46 to 43.
Kaylin, you gracefully do like, Tom Cruise Mission Impossible run towards the window and dive through it, do 2 flips in the air, and land in a superhero pose. Like, fantastic. But, that's a long fall, and your ankles, like, sting from that. Like, your ankles are bruised from that land.
Okay. It's really bad on the knees, and I'm literally saying that to her as I see that she's landed that way. I'm gonna say, that's really bad on your knees, right?
All right, so you're out. You are in the backside of the building where there is no mob currently, but you're pretty sure there's a mob coming, and there are mob people on the sides of the building, not the back.
All right, time to go.
Yep. We're getting the F on out of here.
Out.
Yeah. I guess we'll talk with Sam. Like, I think we have a lot to talk about over a drink.
I'm going to take the dildo attached to the rope. I have an idea for it.
Oh God.
Okay.
I have an idea for it.
All right. You're out. You're in a safe area to get away cleanly. And where do you want to head, the two of you?
I mean, back to the inn.
Yeah, the unicorn's bounty. Okay.
Let's get a drink. So.
You arrive.
Sam, up for a drink?
Sam, I'm assuming you've been there for 15 minutes before Kaylin and Sunset arrive. What are you doing when they arrive?
What do you think?
Drinking at the bar. Porky's at the bar, pouring you a beer. You're having a pleasant conversation. The bar is sparsely occupied, even though it's mid-afternoon now, I guess. Let's say it's evening time. The sun's starting to set. It's evening time. And Porky's there, and a few other people that you don't just random randos. And yeah, that's it.
So we arrive.
You arrive.
And we see Sam at the bar.
You see Sam at the bar.
All right.
Sam, give me a perception check.
I'm not trying to hide the fact that I'm here. Just, I really want to do this. Just let me
do it. Just do it.
All right. So I'm gonna walk up to Sam.
Can't help himself.
And I'm gonna say, you dropped this, as I dropped the dildo into his beer.
All right, I'm gonna say you successfully do that. You drop the wood dildo into the beer with a kerplunk, and it splashes onto the bar. Porky looks at this like with confusion, and then looks up at you. Sam, how do you want to react to this?
Ignore these trash, Porky. They're in here trying to foist their incompetent wares on me. You should know better than that. And I pull out my bag of golden dildos and show them Porky. This is what a true man of wealth and power. I take the beer and I splash it on the Sunset's shirt.
Can I dodge? Can I roll the dodge?
Give me a dex check, I guess.
Oh, actually, can this be considered an attack? I've been wanting to use this spell forever. Can this be considered an attack?
Yeah, I think technically it's an attack, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so he should have to make an attack roll against my AC.
Roll your attack, Sam.
What modifier would I use for that?
I would say raw. It's unskilled.
Yeah, just strength. Yeah.
Unskilled. All right. Well, it's a critical fail.
All right. Well, so
Oh, wait, hold on. So you crit fail this. You attempt to pour the beer on his shirt, on her shirt, but as it slips out of your hand and the beer glass falls in your lap and like right on your crotch and just splatters all over your pants. What did you want to do with Sunset with your reaction? Your
my
spell.
reaction was going to be I was going to cast Shield, which was going to increase my AC by 5 to 23. But with the hopefully added bonus of like it would actually produce a physical barrier that would prevent me from getting wet.
Well, no worries. You still cast the spell because you still cast the spell, but the beer just falls into Sam's lap
Aw, my precious
with the dildo in it, and the wood dildo clunks onto the ground with the glass.
Another round, Porky.
Woo. All right, so I think Sam is inviting Kaylin and Sunset to drink with him the rest of the evening. Do you guys accept that invitation?
I mean, I'll be having water, but sure, why not? He's made enough of a fool of himself.
You spend the rest of the evening, the three of you, sharing drinks and reminiscing on your experiences in House Door this evening. Meanwhile, outside, you can literally see people rioting. Like this riot has spread to the rest of the city. No one's really causing damage in this neighborhood because they're doing all the damage in the Door area because everyone hates the Doors right now. But there's just like
and
people.
they know that they get their asses kicked by the people who last, protected this particular inn from people trying to attack it.
But there's people running amok, running around outside, yelling and screaming like, kill the Doors, and Cantamont is now safe from the plight of the demons and stuff like that. What do you guys want to do anything else this evening? You could stay at the inn, you can go somewhere else, you could go... There's also the entrance to the Society of the Crow. It's all up to you.
I think just, for now, just sleep. Just I gotta regain my spell slots. Kaylin has to regain her spell slots and HP.
So, okay,
I
so
attacked Sam, and he needs to regain HP.
let's say, okay, Sunset and Kaylin, you have the rented room here.
Yes.
You go back to your room. Sam, tell me a little bit about your backstory. Are you from Cantamont? Are you a recent traveler here? Like, are you renting a room also? Do you have a house somewhere?
No, I'm not from Cantamont. I came here just purely in search of fortune, and I became a pit fighter and a grifter, and I live in the Rex room at the bar.
Okay. Kind of like you rented out like the closet underneath the stairs, which isn't technically a room, but it's got a bed in it. And you got it on the cheap from Porky. Porky likes you a lot. Porky considers you a friend. And you got I'm assuming you go to bed also after a long night of drinking, Sam. Is that correct?
A long night of drinking, yes.
All right. It's 9:47 right now in our time. I think we can call it here. It's a good place to stop. That was a wild adventure. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were either gonna try to steal the amulet from Vespasian, or I thought you were gonna go into the catacombs. You did neither. I made all of that up on the fly.
Good job. You did very good. You did good
Yeah,
job.
that was great. That was great.
It was a riot.
Yeah.
Um. So the two Sylvan Elves were not seen in this process. Even when you were casting the spells, I was rolling to see if the peasants saw you. None of them did. You guys
Wow.
were seriously like homicidal murderers. I'm just gonna point that out right now.
Hey,
Sam, you were
I
seen.
didn't murder a single person. I did not cause the death of a single
Caitlin
person.
is a murderer.
I will fully
Sam-
condone all of her actions, but I cannot.
You're
Your hands are
an
clean.
enabler. You're an enabler.
Yes, yes. You know, it's
So much camaraderie.
Sam, you were seen, but only by like 2 people. So we'll see if that turns into anything.
They're still alive.
Well, they were
It's
people.
true.
They were people outside. Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah, those people.
right.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no, I did kill people. I did kill people. I definitely killed people when I teleported. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. You
I
killed
I
quite a few
probably
people.
killed at least like 8 people.
Yeah, probably.
So, okay.
No,
No, my hands are
from-
not. Well, I mean, I wasn't there when they died.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
Your
there's
soul,
really-
your soul empathy.
From House Door, you guys basically got a. Sensei, you got a little bit of gold out of Dorothea's room, but you got nothing out of Rose's room. You got 2 gold dildos out of Blanche's room, and then gosh, what's the last lady's name? Sophia.
Mhm.
You got the
You
axe.
got the
Yeah.
axe.
So, and actually,
Kaylin currently has the axe.
Kaylin got all of that. So she
Right.
got the jewelry, which she can have. It's no use to me. And she also found the axe and would likely be carrying it anyway because I'm not going to lug that thing around. I can't use it.
Yeah, and also Sunset has the map of sewers and catacombs.
Yes.
Yes,
And then
I've got
from
the
the
maps of the
archive room, you
sewers.
got the. Basically, those maps. The generally, what that's going to do is the maps are going to give you all of the exits and entrances out of the catacombs. It's also going to give you, if you need a way to get from one part of the city to another without being seen, you can use the maps of the sewers.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah.
I am not going to create a whole map of the sewer system, so do not expect that.
No, that's perfectly reasonable.
Right.
That's it. I'm gonna wrap up this video. If anyone is still watching at this point, please like and subscribe. We're getting a solid 25 to 30 views for each one of these, but I love it. Who cares? Let's just keep playing. I am voting for the name of this episode to be Riots, Fires, and Dildos.
I mean,
What do you
was
guys
gonna
think the
say
name of this
Dungeons
episode
and
should be?
Dildos, but that works too.
You'll attract a
There were
very
no real dungeons, so
and definitely help the SEO probably.
Okay.
Gonna get.
no, yeah, riots, fires, and dildos. That's good.
I mean,
nice ring.
my hands are clean to this. I haven't touched anything, so.
Or it should
Well,
be, be Riots, Murders, and Dildos.
I would argue that there was more fire than murder.
There's a lot of dead bodies.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
but-
you guys killed a lot of people.
They went chaotic evil really fast.
All right.
On a mission.
Have a good evening. I'm
Wow.
shutting off the video now. This is a good episode.
All right.